Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. So Arjuna is able to see the situation where there are conflicts of two values. Himself is not able to find the solution. So he surrenders to Krishna. Only when a student surrenders to the teacher, what the teacher says can enter into his head, because it should be available. You should be available. So that way, when Krishna started with a bang, you are grieving for things that should not be grieved for. I have given you several logics last class. I'm not going to repeat. Only one more this thing. We are a combination of matter and spirit. Matter has no life, so it cannot die. Spirit is eternal. It cannot die. So what is it that is dying? Matter is eternal. Sorry, matter is has no life. Spirit is eternal. What is it that dies? What is this ego? The individual. See, the waker's mind itself has no sentiency. It is inert. Because in sleep, you cannot experience the mind, because the mind is not connected to the spirit. Only when the mind is connected to the spirit, the mind can be experienced. Otherwise, mind by itself is inert. It is just subtle aspects of the food that you take. Mind is the subtle aspects of the food that you take. And you are sleeping, you are not doing anything. Who is this? Who is coming as your dream friend, dream enemy, dream tiger, dream mountain? Who is this? Who is this? The one who is dreaming itself, who is this? Because you are the consciousness sleeping. Mind by itself cannot have an individuality of its own. Who is this? It's a phantom. The one in the dream who is experiencing doesn't exist in reality. It doesn't exist. Nothing in the dream exists. If they exist, all our problems could have been worse or solved, because we could have got money or we could have lost money in dream. Right? On getting up, you see nothing happened. You drenched in dream, but your bed is dry after you get up. So all that is experienced in the dream is an illusion. Is an illusion. It's experienced, but not real. The ego, the I, is experienced, but not real, because it is neither matter nor spirit. You are a combination of matter and spirit. This is like the dream ego. consciousness reflecting in thoughts, consciousness reflecting in thoughts, gain sentiency. They are animated. They are animated. And these animated characters think they are real. At that time of dreaming, at least, they think they are real. Because the joys and sorrows in the dream, at the time of dream, are real. It says nothing is being recorded. Meeting is being recorded. Okay. Right? So, there is no one really who dies or who lives. It's a phantom. It's an imaginary character. It's an imaginary character. Therefore, again, from that standpoint, since neither matter can die nor spirit can die, who dies is the ego. Ego himself has no sustainable status. Ego itself has no sustainable status. It's like a shadow. It's like a shadow. A car goes on the shadow. The shadow is crushed, but the individual, nothing happens. Ego is that. Ego is a shadow. Ego is a shadow. Right? So it doesn't die. Because it is not there at all to die. It's just an illusion. Ego is an illusion. Ego is an illusion. All of you, including me, seen in this, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. Connected to the instrument, we seem to be really there. But honestly, we are not really there. It's only a reflection. It's only a reflection that can neither live nor die. That can neither live nor die. It's an illusion of these forms in electronic mode connected to the instrument. These forms in electronic mode connected to the instruments. They are not real. They are not. If something happens to me, you can see there. But if something happens there, it won't be on me because nothing can happen there without me. Can you see something there without happening to me? So it's not there. What is there is only here. Its reflection is that. Its reflection is that. Right? So whatever happens is to the subject, and the reflection purely reflects what happens to the subject. Subject, the consciousness, the ultimate subject, has neither birth nor death. So all other things are only reflections. Other than the ultimate consciousness, which is existence. which is existence. Everything else is a reflection. Because truth can only be one. Truth cannot be two. If there are two, it cannot be truth. If there are two, it cannot be truth. So truth always exists. Untruth never existed. In between what? In between is Maya. Maya means that which is seen but not there. That which is seen, not there. Your dream. Your dream. Seen. Dream is seen, experienced, but not there. That's called Maya. What is this Maya? Mind. Maya is nothing but mind. Your dream is nothing but your mind. But mind by itself is inert. Mind has to be connected to the consciousness. Then there happens a pseudo entity. A pseudo entity. That is ego. It's not there, but it's experienced. It is not there, but it is experienced. If the real entity in the waking is real, in sleep, anything real cannot disappear. Consciousness is there in all the three states of consciousness. It doesn't disappear. Existence doesn't disappear. But the rich man or poor man, healthy man or a sick man, they all disappear in sleep. Therefore, what? They are mere thoughts. Therefore, mere thoughts. Thoughts is mind. Mind is myth. Mind is myth. Myth is Maya. Simple way to accept is because Maya cannot be understood by the intellect. Why? Intellect itself is a product of Maya. Intellect itself is a product of Maya. Effect can never trace the cause. I cannot, however much anybody wants to attend the biological parents' wedding. I didn't say father's wedding because he can marry second time and you can attend, or mothers also. If divorced, you can attend. I said biological parents' wedding, first time, you cannot attend because that is the cause. Effect cannot trace. Effects cannot trace. Right? So therefore, Maya can never be understood because Maya itself is a product of ignorance and mind itself is a product of Maya. Mind itself is product of Maya. Maya cannot understand ignorance. Mind cannot understand Maya. All the three cannot understand Brahman. All the three cannot understand. Then what is the use of your teaching if we can't understand? There are many things you can't understand, but you can experience. There are many things you cannot understand, but you can experience. Existence, can you understand? You can only feel it. You can only feel it. You can see with reference to some other things, but not existence by itself. Same thing, happiness, love. You can feel all of them, but you can't objectify them. You can feel all of them, but you can't objectify them. So there are many things you cannot objectify, understand, but can experience. So this Brahman can be experienced. How? It is Brahman that reflects in the Maya mind and all the things. So now, if Brahman reflects in Maya, in mind, in all objects, Brahman must be the common factor. Other things must be varying. Nobody can give you Vedanta right now as Gurudev is giving to you. He is simplifying complex topics in a very simple way. Right? So if Brahman is Maya, Brahman is mind, Brahman is this world, mind is not Maya, Maya is not the world. But Brahman is there in all of them, constant. Others are variables. So how do you recognize Brahman? Very simple. Remove all the variables and find out what is constant. Remove all the variables and what remains is Brahman. What are the variables? Name, form, quality, action. Remove all these things. What remains is pure consciousness that never is born, that never dies. Therefore, grief over a thing that doesn't exist is stupid, he says. Then the question is, okay, death may not be the cause of grief, but there are several things. You can't dismiss all of them. You can't dismiss the cause of grief all to be an illusion. You can't say there is no grief. Even a Gnani has grief. Gnani has grief. Right? That's a difficult question. You have to think a few more classes or talk to me, then only you can understand. It's right now, we don't go enter into it. But even a Gnani has grief. Right? So, how do you say, my grief for these people who are going to leave us is stupid? This is what Krishna almost told him. You are stupid because you are grieving for things that should not be grieved for, but speak as though you are a wise man. Speak as though you are a wise man. This is what Krishna says. So Arjuna now, see, Krishna didn't ask this question. Krishna sees that in his face. We also, when we are talking, we can see when we are talking what bothers you, because at that time your face doesn't react. So we know there is some block. So Krishna sees this and says, yes, there is a relative sorrow, but understand what's its nature. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sita ushna sukha dukkadaha. 14th. Agama apayanaha anityaha tam titichasva bharata. Tam titichasva bharata. You have bodily pain, severe pain, but when you are sleeping, it is not there. You have several problems, family problems, business problems, several things, but when you are sleeping, none of them are there. To experience anything, you need the mind. You need the mind. Without the mind, you cannot experience. So it is the mind that experiences. Mind can be focused to something, can also be deflected to something else. How many people now in the class have completely left me? Their minds have gone somewhere. Right? It won't happen in my class. I'm just joking, right? So the mind can switch off or divert itself to something else. It's the mind that experiences joys and sorrows. Knowing the nature of joys and sorrows, they come in a procession. Agamaha, apayanaha. They come, they go. They cannot be permanent. If you wish, even your sorrow cannot be permanent. Not only joy, sorrow. Have you not seen, even in death houses, somebody laughs at some funny thing somebody says? These things happen. So nothing is permanent. Right? They come, they go. If joy comes, it goes. And when it goes, sorrow has to come relatively. And when it comes, that also cannot stay. They are doing their job. They are entertaining you. You are the one who is seeing. Like in a cinema, there is a hero, there is a villain. Both entertain you. The hero and the villain both entertain you. Here also, both of them are entertaining you. You just watch it. Turn in the attention of the mind to the source of it, the consciousness. The mind that is turned outside, connected to the experiences and the objects, experiences joys and sorrows. The mind that is turned to its own source fuses into its own source the bliss. So these things come and go and impermanent. Agama, apayana, anityaha. The one they give you Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, the pairs of opposites. They're all experienced by the mind. Pairs of opposites are experienced the mind, and the opposites always come and go in a procession. They come and go. They are meant to entertain you. You just be a witness. Turn the attention of the mind to its source. And when the mind turns to its source, it becomes the consciousness itself, because consciousness plus an object is mind. Consciousness plus an object is mind. When object itself becomes consciousness, when the mind turns towards it. When the mind turns towards the consciousness, with the very object is consciousness. Therefore, mind ceases to be there. It's only consciousness. Mind ceases to be there. And that is immortal. That is the next sloka. Yam hi navyatayanti purusham purushasabha samadukka samadu dukkha sukham samasukha t yeah yam hi navyatayanti purusham purushasabha samadukka sukham dhiraha saha amrutatvaya kalpate. So when you endure these sukhas and dukkha's, their waves have stopped. The waves that were covering the consciousness have subsided. When the waves have subsided, you experience the consciousness. You become fit for immortality. You gain immortality because the waves are formed by consciousness reflecting in objects. That is the mind. When the mind is turned towards the consciousness, the waves subside and the mind also becomes the consciousness. There are no waves. Therefore, you become the immortal consciousness. Right? What is this immortal consciousness? There's some problem in my this thing. Doesn't matter. Now the job is done. Later on, I will see. Because several things are missing here. Doesn't matter. So, this immortality is your being, which is covered by the waves formed, which are all fictitious. All the waves, joys and sorrows, they're all fictitious. This one clue is enough for your life. You cannot experience sorrow for which you have no value. You like something, you have a value for something. Its absence is sorrow. So, what is sorrow? Your own value put on something else. Your joy, your sorrow has no joy, no sorrow for me. My joys and sorrows have no joys and sorrows for you. It is you that has created a wave called joy because of your association with a particular name, form, quality. You have created. And now, since it cannot be permanent, when it is changing, you experience sorrow. So, what is sorrow? What you have created as joy. Sorrow is what you have created as joy. Don't want sorrow? Stop creating. How do I stop creating? See the self. It's boring, self. No, it has all the joys of the world that you want in it. Simultaneously, you cannot experience the joy of watching cricket in the cricket field and a cinema in PVR theater. Even if you do both, you cannot experience a dance program in music academy. Even if you can three, there are several things happening you can't experience. But in this self, all the joys put together, the total joy is experienced at any given time. So why are you unnecessarily creating a wave of joy which brings you sorrow? Sorrow is not created by God. Sorrow is not created by God. Right? Sorrow is created by you and me. This should be very clear, 100% clear. Sorrow is not created by God. Why? Joy also was not created by God. Both you have created. What you have created, you only have to get out of it. I have put my hand in a jar of chocolates. Greedy, want to take so much. I can't pull out the hand. I have to drop a few because I have picked up. Who can help? They can only break the jar. Nobody can help. You only have to help because the problem was created by you. The joys and sorrows you have picked up from the jar. You drop, you will be liberated. You will be liberated. How do you drop? Turn your attention to the consciousness that makes them see. That is God, that's yourself. Turn your attention. So to know, to understand what is real, what is not real, next two slokas gives. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na abhavo vidyate satah. Ubayohi api drustaha antaha tu anayo tattvadarshibhihi. Na asataha vidyate bhavaha. Something which does not exist can never come into being. So, existence alone can come to being. If you say something doesn't exist, cannot come into being, that means existence alone can come into being. And if it is existing, existence can never become non existence. Existence can never become non existence. You cut a tree existed. Now, wood exists. You burn the wood existed. Now the charcoal exists. You powder the charcoal existed. Now dust exists. Existence can appear to change itself according to its associations, but it never can be created nor destroyed. Existence can neither be created nor destroyed, because whatever is there has to be existence. What is existence cannot become non-existence. Na abhavo vidyate satah. Tattvadarshibhi, the knowers of truth, uvayoho, both these statements, they have seen the meaning. Both these statements, that is, from non-existence, being cannot come. Therefore, being is existence, and existence cannot become non-existence. Right? Existence cannot become non-existence. Very famous Newton's law. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. That also, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy also cannot be created nor destroyed. Therefore, matter and energy should be one. There cannot be two changeless things. Matter cannot be different, energy cannot be different, and both cannot be immortal. Both cannot be immortal. Because you say matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Right? There cannot be two eternals. Therefore, what is it? Change of forms. Matter alone becomes energy. Energy alone becomes matter. Matter alone becomes energy. Energy alone becomes matter. Right? Wood, matter, become fire when lit, energy. And that energy becomes ashes. Energy becomes ashes. So matter becomes energy, energy becomes matter. They only change their names and forms, appearances. And when two things have the equal status, change their names and forms, there has to be a third force to effect this change, and also a substratum on which the change can take place. Again, same Newton's law. When things in static or uniform motion, things in static or uniform motion needs a third agency to effect the change. So if matter and energy are absolute, they can neither be created nor destroyed. There has to be some agency which makes them interchange, matter to become energy, energy to become matter. And that is the consciousness, existence, the self. Right? Which is neither matter nor energy. It is neither matter nor energy. It is matter and energy. It is above matter and energy. Confusing, I will give you the example. Water is neither the ocean nor the wave. Water is neither the ocean nor the wave. Water is the wave and the ocean. Water is above the wave and the ocean. Think. Any amount of my talking will not help you. You have to internalize them by your thinking. Right? Okay. So it is this consciousness that brings in the change. Yeah, my voice is breaking because I am emotional. Are you able to hear now? No? You can't hear me? Huh? You can't hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So, yam nasato vidyate bhavaha na abhavo vidyate satah uvayoho api drishtvantaha anayo tattvadarshi. अविनाशितु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशम अव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति अन्तवन्त इमे देहा नित्यस्योक्ता शरीरिणः अनाशिनो अप्रमेयस्य तस्मात् विद्यस्व. Now, if everything is a combination of matter and spirit, how do you recognize the spirit in matter and try to detach? So he says, that which is common in all is indestructible. Avinashitu tadvidhi yena sarvam idam tatam. Water is common in wave, bubble, ocean. Water cannot be destroyed. Waker's consciousness is common in waking, dream, and deep sleep. It cannot be destroyed. Gold is common in earring, chain, and bangle. It cannot be destroyed. What is common in all cannot be destroyed. This is called Anvaya. Another logic, what when removed that exists, that is the truth. Wave when gone, water exists. Bubble when gone, water exists. Earring gone, gold exists. Chain gone, gold exists. So when everything is there, it is there. When everything is not there also, it is there. So that is the essential substance of anything which remains in all the three periods of time, which is the essential characteristic of anything, like water, like gold. So that which pervades everything is real. Avinashi tadvidhi, that is indestructible. Such a one, vinasham avyayasya na kaschit kartum. Such an indestructible satya, nobody can cause destruction to it. And then what is this matter which is destructible? Antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirinaha. These bodies, these appearances, names and forms belonging to the embodied. The bodies belong to the embodied. Embodied is different from the body. Dehinaha, dehaha. Sharirinaha, shariraha. Deha, dakyamanatvat deha. That which can be burnt is deha. Dehinaha is indestructible. Shariranaha, shiryamanatvat. That which is subject to deterioration is sharira. That which is constant. That which is constant is shariranaha. Right? Are you able to hear? Because often there is disturbance here. Right, okay. You have to tell me when you can't hear because it's coming there in my this thing. Your network is, yeah. Now it now it says we're not able to connect to the network, but sometimes it comes truth. Your network is unstable. I tell them I am myself unstable. So, okay. ಅಂತವಂತ ಇಮೇ ದೇಹ ನಿತ್ಯಸ್ಯೋಕ್ತ ಶರೀರಿಣಃ ಅನಾಶಿನೋ ಅಪ್ರಮೇಯಸ್ಯ ತಸ್ಮಾತ್ ವಿದ್ಯಸ್ವ ಭಾರತ. So Arjuna, spirit cannot be destroyed. Bodies are anyway impermanent. They are not really there. They are only appearances. So knowing this, fight. And when Krishna says fight, everybody says Krishna is a warmonger. No. He has nothing to gain by the war, either by victory or defeat. He has nothing. But then why does he say fight? The reasons you gave for not fighting are all stupid. You are seeing death everywhere. Those reasons are stupid. So if that is the reason, you fight. If that is the reason, you fight. Yayenam vetti hantaram yaschayanam manyate hatam ubhau tavna vijaneta mayam hanti na hanyate. One who thinks he is killing this body or other bodies are killing him, both are ignorant. You cannot kill somebody because there is no somebody at all other than you. The other cannot kill you because there is no other at all. All are you only. You can't kill yourself like that. Right? So therefore, this you have to apply for your day-to-day programs. That is, somebody hurts you, you feel hurt, or you have felt you have hurt. Both belong to the ego. Nobody can hurt the consciousness. Neither can you hurt another consciousness. When you feel you are hurt, it is the ego. When you feel you have hurt, that's also the ego. How easy to get out of all your conflicts. You just said, it's the mind, it is the ego, I have nothing to do. Oh, if you get kicks, that also belongs to the body, mind, intellect. I be a spectator. Even if I get kicks, I have nothing to do. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् न अयं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजः नित्यः शाश्वतः अयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Water is not born, and therefore water has no death. And in between, the water grows, subsides. All that is not there for water. Wave is born, wave grows, wave decays, wave dies. Water has no birth, no death. And what is wave other than water? There is nothing. It's only water with a name and a form becomes the wave. Like gold only becomes the earring, chain and bangle. There is nothing other than gold in earring, chain and bangle with a name and a form which cannot be separated from gold, has an illusory appearance of being different. Gold in itself has a potential, not changing itself, appear to change. Water itself has a potential in it, not changing itself, appear to change. Consciousness itself, not changing, appears to change. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo, Brahmaiva Naparaha. Brahma, gold is Satyam. Jagan Mithya, earring, chain and bangles are apparent. And the earring, chain and bangle are nothing but the gold. And to simplify that, there is another sloka. Asti bhati priyam nama rupam. We all have 5 aspects: existence, consciousness, happiness, name and form. The first 3 are common to all. Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam, existence, consciousness, happiness. That is Brahma because it never changes, it's common to all. Tatodvayam, name and form, Jagat Rupam. That's what you call it as Jagat. Is name and form real? I say, what is earring? Gold plus the form. I say, you keep the gold, give me form. You cannot give, because form has no existence other than the gold. So na jayate, na mriyate, va kadachana. It's all come to existence, doesn't cease to exist. That is unborn. That is unborn, eternal. Shashwataha, permanent. What is eternal? What is permanent? Eternal. Eternal is the consciousness. Permanent is relative. My job is permanent. Yourself is not permanent. Where is job permanent? My house is permanent address. You don't have a permanent address because you yourself live. So permanent is a relative term. Eternal is an absolute term. Shashwataha, ajaha, nityaha. Nityaha is eternal. Shashwataha is relatively permanent. That is, even in the body, it is permanent. It is there eternally. Even without the body, it is eternal. Right? Shashwata, ayam puranaha. This is most ancient. What is most ancient? Time is a gap between two experiences. If at the first experience there is no time, you have to experience time. There should be a point between two experiences. Only when the second experience happens, you can see time, you can feel time. That's why the unit of time, as Gurudev says, is second. So at the first experience, what was there? Only consciousness. So that which was there before the time was consciousness. That which was there before the time is gone. All changes, all death, birth belongs to time. Since you were there before time, you have neither change, nor birth, nor death. Puranaha. Na ayam hanti, na hanyati. This neither kills nor can be killed. Na hanyate, hanyamanesh. When the body is killed, it's not killed. Therefore, Veda avinashanam nityam yayenam ajam avyayam. This imperishable one, this self, know it to be indestructible, eternal. Katam sa purusha partha, kam ghatayati hantikam. How any person can either kill it or being killed by it. Right? So, Arjuna, you are feeling you are going to kill. Sense of agency, false. Or they are going to kill you. Sense of enjoyership, false. Both doership and enjoyership belong to the ego, which has no existence. It's a ghost. Both doership and enjoyership belongs to a ghost which does not exist. So what is the death we are seeing? Next sloka is a beautiful sloka. Vasansi jirnani yata vihaya navani gruknati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jirnan anyani samyati navani dehi vasansi jirnani yata jirnani vasansi worn out clothes yata vihaya as you cast off tata sharirani vihaya jirna. Similarly, casting off the worn out bodies, anyani samyati navan. He picks up new bodies. When you pick up a new cloth, throwing off the torn cloth, nobody weeps. Why are you weeping when this body is thrown off and take a new body? Right? Vasanchi jirnani yatha vihaya. Navani gruknati naropara. Tatha sharirani vihaya. Jirnani anyani samyati navani. Similarly, he picks up new bodies. Now, there are two doubts that come here. You are saying, worn out clothes, I throw off, I pick up a new one. I am doing it. Here, I don't have the choice. If I had the choice to be born, I wouldn't have born to these parents. I don't seem to have the choice. Not only that, some is born rich, some is born as a beggar, some is born healthy, some is born with disease, some born blind. If you believe in God and God is all loving and He is equal to all, why different people are born differently? Number one question. That we'll answer at the fourth chapter. Now the question is, I don't have a choice. That's why I am born poor or born blind. But in changing because it's my choice. How do you equate this to that? How do you equate this to that? The answer is, it is your choice only. Some pet child, the parents have given him all freedom. He misused it, became an addict to drugs or drinks. His liver is damaged. Now doctor says he cannot live more than 6 months. The parents are weeping. But even then, when the boy also weeps, they say, all your own doing. You invited this. We have all told you to stop it. You didn't. You have invited this. So your actions have invited this. Similarly, your past actions needed a different experience to clear that past. So Bhagavan, in all compassion, like a doctor amputes a leg when necessary, gives bitter medicines. You need certain experiences to come out of your past actions. Therefore, you got this. It is your doing only.
Can't hear.
అప్పుడు మెసేజ్
Probably network is very feeble.
Yeah.
The signals are feeble.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear?
Now, yes.
Now? Right. So you say worn out clothes. Now we see young children dying. How do you explain? That child, who decides worn out clothes? For me, I have shirts 6 years. Somebody changes the shirt every 1 year. Somebody 6 months. Somebody 3 months. Right? Somebody buys a mobile which somebody has thrown out. Somebody buys a car which somebody has thrown out. Who decides what is good for him or not good for him? I was told a particular queen doesn't wear any dress second time. Morning, one dress. As soon as she got up, breakfast, guests, lunch, one dress, tea, one dress, then dinner, one dress, bed, one dress, 7, 8 times, and nothing she wears again. Who decides? She decides. Similarly, this boy who dies young wanted only that much experience in that atmosphere, in that relationship, so he leaves. Even the stillborn babies are like that. He only wanted that experience in that womb. After that, my debt to you is cleared, I'm getting off. You know, this is why in the villages in the olden days, when young boy dies, the people used to weep like this. How many more people you are going to cheat like this? They weep like this. You come, you leave us. How many more people you are going to do this? Right? So that's the story of birth and death. It is given up to now of the nature of the self in pure Vedanta. From now onwards, he is going to take the same topic from different angles, from a common man's point of view, or a materialist standpoint of view, or Swadharma is going to talk. We will see next class. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamadam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti Shanti.